men should pay all the bills, even from day one.
I like this.
Of course you like that.
From day one. You have to remember what type of presentation are you presenting to a woman. You know, hey, I'm this dude that wants you to come in the situation and you do you and I do me. What's the point of being with somebody? You should do this literally on date number one, right? Cool. Oh, you got a car note. Okay, cool. This and that. Have your own before you start dating. That way, when you meet a young lady, it's immediately like, hey, I'm gonna take care of this. It's not you being paymaster. It's you saying, you're with me, you are with me. You're not with him no more. Now imagine if you take over and you say, look, I got this, and this. That lets that woman know that you are not playing any games and you is serious about getting it with her. What I hate the most is paying half the rent. Because even some ladies say, no, I agree, I suppose to split half the rent. That's because you never met a real man, boo-boo.
Yes.
If you would have met a real man, who would never let you pay all the bills or even half the bill.
This is terrible advice for most men, great advice for some men. The reason why I hate advice like that from successful people like him is because he's putting the standard on the exception. This is literally terrible advice. We live in a modern world where in 1 year, inflation has increased like 7.5%. Literally, when you look at the gas prices, it's doubled like within the past year and a half. You cannot survive off of one income alone. You got 26-year-old, 28-year-old grown men living with their mothers to this day, bro. You think they're living with their mothers because they want to? No, it's because we're living in a different time and it's difficult to afford. Bro, apartments in the hood are like $1,500 a month now, bro. And this is why I hate this type of topic, because I feel like I'm qualified to talk about this because God has blessed us where financially we're doing very well and stuff like that. And it's like, but for a long time, majority of my life, we were not doing well financially. It was difficult. It was very difficult. If my wife didn't go half and half with me, my wife don't have to pay anything now. But for years, we just celebrated 4 years of being married and stuff like that. If she didn't go half and half with me for the first 3 years with me, bro, at one time, she was supporting me financially while I was building the business. If I didn't have a woman like that, how would I be able to do what I'm doing now and stuff like that? Only 10 to 15% of people in the U.S. make over $80,000 a year. Meaning, if that's only 10 to 15% of people, that means the average, well above average, 85% of people cannot support a woman's whole life and pay for everything and pay for yourself. These jobs ain't paying that. You literally have to start your own business to do that. You know how difficult it is to start your own business? Most businesses fail within the first freaking 6 months, 3 months. And then in 5 years, 85% of the business mostly fail. Not to mention, banks not even giving loans to people who look like us. So you got to raise your own capital, which takes years at times working at a regular job to do in order to start a business that probably might fail within the first 2 months. These types of concepts are superfluous and frustrating to me. I was just talking to my homeboy yesterday. My homeboy makes decent money. He makes about $65,000 a year, right? Now, he don't feel like he make that much because he's comparing himself to people who don't make that much, right? But he makes about $65,000 a year. He's doing well for himself. He's a single man. It took him a while to get to that point. He's about 32 years old right now. We were just talking about how women want the baller men, the boss men and stuff like that. You mean to tell me the advice he said is make sure you have everything straight, your finances straight and everything before you start talking to a female and things like that. If I would have done that, I wouldn't have been able to, I don't feel like I would have been able to build the things that I have built thus far, because when I had a wife, we worked together 50-50. We worked together. Sometimes it was 70-30. She did 70%, I did 30% while I was trying to build the business and stuff like that. She afforded me the luxury, the time, because of her support to build what I have built. So you telling men to wait till they get everything established and everything right and stuff like that, why they got to suppress their very nature? God has created us to procreate. God has created us to be with a woman. And I know men should exercise some type of self-control, but you know how much time sometimes it takes to actually build a good business or to be able to make a lot of money, to climb the corporate ladder? You know how much time it takes and sacrifice and dedication? Sometimes you don't reach your goals until 7 years later. So you mean tell me a dude has to self-improve and do all these things for 7 years while he don't deal with no woman because he's not? Look at this. This advice frustrates me because women listen to stuff like that and they don't give men a chance because of that type of stuff. And then she's like, yeah. Meanwhile, why are you agreeing with that? And I don't know who the lady is, but women, It's so confusing. Women always talk about independence and everything like that, but then they want the man to pay all the bills. That does not make any sense to me, bro. Listen, there are women out here who will build with you, bro. They ain't on that type of bull crap. You gotta stop talking to these internet women. You gotta talk to the low-key women that's not really on Instagram like that, and that's not, she ain't in social media like that. She, you know what I'm saying? It's 10%. How about that? That's the top 10% of women right there. The ones that not on Instagram, you gotta find them 10%. Just like they want the 10%, y'all go for that 10%. You ain't gotta worry about none of them problems, bro. All the expectations and stuff.